Hello, my name is Estefania. I am going to talk about the historical past of education in Colombia. The first, I am going to talk about the 19th century. And during this century, Colombian was affected by political conflict and Catholic intervention. In the federal decree was ordained that the primary education must be free and secular. However, the Conservative Party established that primary education must be free but not mandatory, and it should be supervised by Catholic. And finally, the inability and rivalry of the political parties to organize and regular education during this century, the wars and the limited resources made Colombian one of the most background centuries in the world and the beginning of the 20th centuries. Now I am going to talk about the 20th century in Colombia. In this century, Colombia initiated the Mil Civil War. Many schools lost their valuable academic material, and many students should abandon it. After this war, the economy was rebuilt down law among the law which divide the official education into primary, secondary, industrial, professional, and artistic. And a consequence, primary schools were divided into rural and urban schools, each of the which were by different laws. For example, the urban school consists of the 6 years of education. The first 2 years called elementary, the next 2 years middle school, and the last years high school, while the rural school considered of 3 years of primary education and was alternate according to rural.
Hi, my name is Javier, and I'm talking about of the situation in the present and in the future about the educational system. So, Colombia started a preventive national lockdown in March 2020 because of the COVID pandemic that started in 2019. And according to data from the Ministry of Education, more than 53,000 educational centers have been closed since then, where 18% are from the official sector and the rest are from the private sector. This decision affected 10 million of elementary and middle school students enrolled in March 2020. And official data have revealed the increase of poverty and unemployment plus the socioeconomic destabilization of household members. In 2019, the Daniel belief in the quality of life surveyed that only 51% of homes had access to the internet, where 61% of them were located in urban areas, compared to 20% in rural areas. And taking up the idea of the partner, part of this way forward is to include all cycles of educational training and bring this innovation with the use of technologies to all corners of the country. In this information age, it was necessary for teachers not only to take on the challenge of appropriating digital content, but also that it should be produced and shared.
And finally, I'm going to talk about the future in education in Colombia and analyze the past of the education in Colombia. The future is precarious because it is closely linked to the country government in the upcoming years. Also, due to the pandemic, the educational system is underground and the evolution that is learning used to the fact the innovation with the of technologies will be part of the many forwards.
Currently in Colombia, 9% of the programs offered in the ES of the country develop under the modality of virtuality. These are 1,041 training programs minted data. And in this pandemic situation arise ideas of synchronized class added to the presence in the future new normality. And that's it. Thanks.